What is that? Blue skies and pure sunshine. Well, I bet we all thought that this day here would never come. We waited long and we wished hard, didn't we? But yeah, finally the weather gods have delivered. And the last video that I made, that was actually made the week after Easter. I was a wee bit long in getting it out, I know, but there is some change in the form and the ground and the work and everything just in a matter of a couple of weeks, and it's just deadly. That is just deadly. That first Saturday morning last week, whenever you opened up the curtains in the morning and you looked out and you saw the ground and it wasn't wet for the first morning in, I don't know, it just felt like forever. But yeah, it's just so good. So good to finally get at the spring work that we have been wanting to get at for so long. And here we are. So since we've had the change in the weather, it has been very much all systems go, as you would imagine. We probably spent, and are still actually, quite busy with slurry. Like even today, like this marks sort of the 1 week mark of the better weather. We did have a few showers and stuff, but you know, we can work with that as long as it doesn't rain consistently non-stop for days and days and days on end. But slurry is still very busy, but as you can see, hopefully behind me, we have made a start at maize, which is brilliant. Snapchat memories the past couple of weeks haven't been good. They haven't been helping anybody's form any. So if you go by this time last year, we had started some silage. We were quite well on with maize, and everything just seemed to be ticking away quite nicely. Although in hindsight, this time last year, we thought that we were actually a bit behind. We were slow and kind of getting going. So I don't know if we weren't that too bad, we were bang on time, or what the situation was, but there is 3 very happy boys away to give me a bit of peace so I can do this and talk to you and kind of give you a wee update on what has been happening in the world of Killen Bros and everything else. Do you know what? See the kind of the run up until last week, especially about 2 weeks ago, all you have to do is talk to anyone who works as a rep or works out in the country, out in with kind of different farmers or in the farming community. The form at that stage was absolutely horrendous. The flip of what this better weather has brought in is just unreal, and I think everybody will probably agree that it was a very long time in coming. It felt like we had the longest winter ever, but thankfully we're on the other side. Hopefully we'll get a couple of more weeks. Well, to be fair, I think after the winter we've had, we should be entitled to about 3-4 months of this. But I don't think that's going to happen. It'll break at some stage, but you know what? It's just class. It's just so good. It's just the wee energy injection, lift, positivity charge that everybody just needed. So of course, now we are back into this time of year. That means that feeding time for the ladies also comes into play. So I did my first full dinner last night, which wasn't too bad, to be fair. Could have been slightly better. Like, I only had 20 minutes notice, but do you know what? We'll work with that. But next week will be the start of the big dinners. I thought I was prepared. I started preparing probably at the end of February, but I'm not prepared. No way am I prepared. No, by no means. Not even anywhere near it. But we'll get there. So, where are we now? In the last video, I said we were very comfortable where slurry was concerned, and we were up until maybe about 3 weeks ago, and then it kind of all just went clean mad again. But I suppose realistically, if you think about it, with the amount of rain and the zero hope that any ground had to dry, anybody who couldn't get slurry out now is getting it out. Do you know what? Everything is actually ticking on quite nicely. Are we ready for silage? I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure. I think if we could have another week just to kind of get on top of all the tillage work, that would be fantastic. Yeah, so the tillage work is class. It is actually, it's probably maybe some of the most favourite work that we do for some of the boys, just because it is nice work. So this is day, this is day 3 of planting maize for us now. But the initial, I suppose, kind of starting point for us where maize drilling is concerned is to get the drills hooked on, set up and out into a field. We had one of the mechanics from Samco up who spent a bit of time with Craig on Thursday, just getting her set up and getting just wee tweaks made to the settings and stuff. It's really important that if you get that done first clip, then you should realistically be hassle free after that. And then a couple of videos back I told you that we have a third maize drill now. So last year and the year before we had a 3-row and a 2-row, and this year now we have 2 3-rows and the 1 2-row. I have been bombarded with these questions since probably the tail end of last year, and I've kind of always managed to avoid them and tell little wee white lies, just because we don't like to say that anything's coming until it's actually here. But there has been a couple of changes in the machinery department. The first change is the big surprise, and she isn't here yet. No, we found out probably a couple of weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago actually, that the manufacturer just wants to hold on to her for another week or two just to do a bit more testing, and just to make sure that everything is working as it should, so whenever it comes to us then we can just start working away. So that's absolutely fine. We don't need it just at the minute, so we're happy enough with that. Tractor wise, if you're new about here, you will know that we always will trade in tractors once they go outside of warranty. So this year we have traded in 2 7720S's and a 7718 Vario. So every year, probably since the boys have started contracting, they will always change 3 and buy 4. So our fleet of tractors grows every year by 1 tractor. So the one there that Adam is in was the last one to arrive in the yard. Probably if slurry would slacken off, things might be a wee bit easier, but once you get slurry stopped, then you get silage starting. But anyway, that brings us up to 18 or 19. I don't actually know myself. There is a new home floating about there as well on hire. Do you know what? I'm pretty sure there's other stuff that I had to talk to you about. Sooner you don't make a video for a couple of weeks, there's questions come in and people send you messages and stuff, and people are always asking about different stuff, and I can never remember for the life of me whenever I actually get around to making these videos. It's the worst thing whenever you're walking about fields, especially these sort of fields, because whenever you find a stone you feel like you have to lift it. Now, he might get it, he probably will get it, but that's a big ass stone. Yeah, well, maybe just not bother lifting too many of them big stones, because I am certainly not as young as what I once was, and my back is in bad enough shape without doing any more damage to it. You having problems?
Always problems.
Always problems. Always problems. This is generally how the first couple of days at Maze goes. You usually do have a couple of wee teething problems, just wee niggly wee things that you need to kind of get rectified. They're not, like, it's not as if to say it's a breakdown, it is just all about setting up and making sure that your, just everything, making sure your plastic's going in right, your spray's coming out right, and yeah, but it's all very, very, very simple to fix. Like yesterday, whenever Adam hooked on his sewer, he could understand why it actually just wasn't working, but then he realised there was actually a frayed wire. So wee things that could maybe take you for maybe 10 minutes downtime, but they aren't hard to fix by any means. But yeah, this is just kind of life for the foreseeable, and you will see Craig and Adam and whoever's going to be driving the third drill will be a strange colour of yellow. Everything will be yellow because of this here stuff here. I'll show it to you here now. So this here is your pesticide, and it is the brightest yellow that you could imagine. Yeah, so everything's going to be stained yellow for the next wee while. Bed sheets, clothes, you name it, absolutely everything is going to be completely yellow. Anyway, so this is one of the new yokes here. It's 225 Dyna 7. The both of them that came are both Dyna 7s, so far so good. She only came off the lorry on, what day is today? Today's Saturday. Wednesday I think she arrived. So she was the last one to make an appearance, so this is her still getting broken in, I suppose you could say. But we 8S's are very Marmite, and a lot of people seem to either absolutely love them or absolutely hate them. But I think it's safe to say now at this stage that we love them. We definitely do. The 8S and the 7S is definitely two of the best tractors that are, what we think anyway, that's on the road at the minute. But for reliability and everything else, we can't say anything. We have had absolutely no issues. Again, bar niggly things, but there is no way that you can run machinery and do work day in, day out and not have any downtime. It's just not possible. But the most important thing is, as I say, backup and warranty. If you have that, it makes life an awful lot easier. So on that note, we are going to get back, me and my accomplice, we're going to jump back in the car and head to hopefully try and find some of the other boys. Hopefully. Nobody actually knows. This is the problem that we come up against at this time of year. There could be one tractor in Oma, there could be 2 in Newton Stewart, there could be 4 in Lamavady, there could be 5 in Dungiven, there could be, they are literally everywhere. Just in case I don't find anybody else now, I will leave you with some wee brief snippets from over the last week or so, what's been happening and stuff that has been going on, and hope you enjoy. and we will maybe see you next week for the first tillage video of 2024. Listen, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you again very, very soon.